Welcome back to another video, everyone. In today's episode, we're going to be jumping right back into the FC RX7. Today we will be working on the fuel system again. This is going to be part 2. And in today's episode, we'll be installing a bigger fuel pump as well as an aftermarket fuel filter and running those lines to the fuel rail. Summer is rapidly approaching and we are a little bit behind. We still have to modify the Turbo 2 manifolds to match up to the 6-port block, so stay tuned for that. Once we have all of those manifolds in place, we can install our aftermarket fuel pressure regulator. Today's video does return to the same more technical format that you're probably used to seeing. The previous Evo Dyno Day was a little bit more cinematic. Let me know if I should throw in more videos like that into the channel. Otherwise, enjoy. Let's get started. The first thing that we're gonna do is go back in time and tell myself not to bedline over this fuel pump access cover. That was pretty stupid, but I'm gonna try to pop this off and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright, well that came off easier than I thought. At this point, we're going to disconnect the fuel lines as well as remove the screws that are holding the hanger in place. You do have to be careful because these screws are over 25 years old, so you're going to want to get a screwdriver that has a really good fit on those because they will strip out pretty easily. Alright, so the fuel pump I decided to go with is the Aeromotive Stealth 340. Reason being, this thing is E85 compatible, got really good reviews, and it's more than capable of supporting our 300 horsepower goal. I also have some submersible fuel line, as well as all the stuff that comes with this fuel pump to install it. So we have our new sock installed. All of our connections are good. We can go put this back in the car now. The fuel pump is installed and I'm just going to test it out real quick before we proceed with any other upgrades to the fuel system. So I'm going to turn on the car and just make sure everything feels normal. Alright, well the car started right up. I'd say we did a pretty good job installing the fuel pump. I think we're going to come back tomorrow to finish up the fuel system and install the aftermarket fuel filter. Alright guys, well it is the next day and we are back at it. We're going to finish the fuel system today by installing this pretty large Fuelab aftermarket fuel filter, and it's a -6 AN fittings, so we're going to adapt it to the 5/16 stock fuel lines. So we're going to roll the car out, get it up in the air, and remove the stock fuel filter. Alright, so here is the stock fuel filter. This is definitely not how it's located and secured from the factory. It's just hanging here, and it also looks like it's leaking, so a little sketchy. But what we're going to do is cut some of this hard line over here back there so that we can leave some room for our new fuel filter. Alright, and now we'll use this awesome little tool to cut the hard line right there, leaving enough room to mount our fuel filter in this area. Alright, well this seems pretty stout. I'm pretty happy with where it is. It should be easy to change. So now all we have to do is run the line from the outlet to the fuel rail. Alright guys, well that's going to be a wrap for today's episode. We have successfully installed our upgraded fuel system that's good for at least 400 horsepower. Now our target is 300, but we do have the room to grow if we need it in the future. We do have one more remaining item, and that is the adjustable FPR, but we'll get that installed once we have our Turbo 2 manifolds installed in this car. And speaking of, in the next video I will walk through modifying the Turbo 2 lower intake manifold to mate up to the 6-port block. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.